Hey, it's your friend Mel Robbins. I'm here at the Kelly Clarkson Show. I'm so excited. Happy New Year. This is going to be one of the best years of your life because you're going to go into 2025 with the Let Them theory. And I understand that a bunch of fans of Kelly's have sent in questions. So I've got questions and now let's read them and I'm going to respond. How do I stop myself from people pleasing? Number one, you got to understand what people pleasing is. People pleasing is manipulating what other people think about you. Yep, everybody thinks people pleasing is a weakness. No. You are running around bending over backwards because you want people to think positive things about you. The way that you're going to break this habit of people pleasing is you're going to use the let them theory. And you're going to say, let them think negative thoughts. Let them be disappointed. And then you're going to say, step two, let me remind myself that it's my life and I need to put myself first. Let me remind myself that I get to choose what I think, what I do, what I don't do. Let me remind myself I don't have to do anything in order to have somebody think something about me. I got to operate in a way that makes me proud. And when you operate in life in a way that makes you proud of who you are and your values, and you start learning to let me put myself first, you won't even be thinking about other people because you're going to be proud of yourself. And that's how you use the let them theory to stop people pleasing. Because the power isn't in what other people think about you. The power is in what you think about yourself. Next one, how do you balance a life of self-care when you have kids? So I have 3 adult kids. And here's the thing about balance. I hate the word. Never say the word balance again. What you need are boundaries. You need the let them theory because it's the ultimate boundary. If you feel like you don't have enough time for self-care as a parent or anybody, for that matter. The issue is that you're giving too much time and energy to things beyond your control. All day long, other people's behavior is stressing you out. You're constantly draining your energy because you're worried about what people think. You're navigating your life based on everybody else's moods. This is why you're so drained. You actually have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to take care of yourself. But if you're constantly going through life feeling stressed or giving power to other people, you're going to get to the end of the day and be drained. There's a better way to live. All day long when somebody's upsetting you or they're pissing you off or you just feel frustrated or worried, you're going to say, let them. And you're going to immediately give up control. Then you say, let me. Let me protect my peace. Let me take my time and energy back and not let this long line at the grocery store stress me out. And let me not allow my mother-in-law's bad mood to become my problem. Let them. And every time you say let them, you're actually protecting what you need and you're drawing a boundary. So you're protecting your time and your energy from the outside forces. Why? So that you can have time and energy to take better care of yourself. How do I deal with my parents not accepting my significant other? You have no choice but to let them. Your parents, as painful as it may be, as frustrating as it may be, they are allowed to think what they want. They are allowed to feel how they feel. You have to learn how to let adults be adults and not make it your job to manage someone else's opinion. And then you have to say to yourself, let me decide how I'm going to react to this situation. And here's what I'm going to offer you. I want you to ask yourself, what is it that your parents don't accept? Because there's a huge difference between someone not accepting who you're dating because they're bigoted or because they don't accept you and who you love. That's one category, right? And you're going to approach that differently than you would approach a situation where your parents are worried about you. And they're worried about you and they don't like the person that you're with because they believe you deserve to be treated better. And you got to be very careful because if your parents are worried about you because they don't think you're being treated well, now you got to go, let them be worried about me and let me really stop and look at the relationship with very clear eyes. Because maybe they're right. Maybe you deserve to be with somebody who treats you better. But because your parents are judging you, you are now holding on to the relationship because you don't want them to have a say in your life. And so you got to let your parents have their opinions. And then you got to come back and focus on what's in your control. And what's in your control is truly giving people permission to think what they want, but really looking at your own life and your relationships and why somebody doesn't accept your relationship. Because if it's coming from care and concern, then you better take a look in the mirror about this relationship. And that's a different conversation. If it's coming from intolerance, then you have to decide based on your characters and your values, how are you going to operate? How much time are you going to give your parents? If you love your parents and you want them in your life, how do you think you're going to create acceptance? Is it by closing yourself off? Or is it by letting them be who they are and feel how they feel and you continuing to show up with your partner with an open heart and love and acceptance, you do that, you create the space for someone to learn how to love you. You create the space for someone to have their opinions and change over time as they experience acceptance and love for you. That's how you do it. Final question. What's the biggest impact you have had since incorporating the let them theory in your life? The let them theory is the most powerful thing I have ever discovered. And I wish I had this when I was 5, because I would have been able to go through life feeling completely different. And what I've learned using the let them theory and saying let them and let me is that the more you let other people just live their lives and think what they think and feel how they feel and do what they do, the better your life gets. And the more you learn to let people be who they are and who they're not, the better your relationships are going to be. Because you're coming from a place of acceptance. You're coming from a place of seeing what is in your control and what's not in your control. And when you start to focus on what's in your control, which remember, only 3 things: what you think, what you do or don't do, and how you process your feelings. That's where your power is. And so the let them theory has not only made me a more peaceful and confident and powerful person, but it has also improved every single relationship that I have. Because for the first time in my life, as a parent, as a spouse, as a daughter, as a sister, as a work colleague, as a friend, I'm learning how to love people as they are. I'm learning how to be more compassionate. And I'm also learning that my life is my responsibility. And if I want to be happier, if I want to be healthier, if I want a better social life, if I want a better relationship with my family, it's not on them, it's on me. And that's how the let them theory has changed my life. Alrighty, let them.